Do any of y'all know what the sound of this is? Because I think we've all heard it a lot. You know, do you ever have the feeling of just being weighed down with change that doesn't really amount to anything? Well, I have. You know, sometimes. Throughout my life, I've found change to just become more and more like worthless. What is the point of having it all around? All it does for me is create a hassle. Just carrying it around and losing it all the time, like it falling out of my pocket when I sit in the car all the time in between the seats. The only thing more annoying than all the change is the one coin that is the most worthless, and that's the penny. Ever thought about a life without a penny? Yeah, that's what I thought. It would be awesome, right? Stating the obvious. It would be so great. But to get there, I need to tell you a little bit more about the history. When this worthless coin made its appearance into the world, it could actually buy something. Back in the 1800s, it had a buying power of 13 cents. Now, it's only worth 1 cent, obviously. You could go to the store and buy a loaf of bread, or you could take your date out to go watch a play for only a penny.
Wow.
There was even a half penny. Can you believe that? Like, seriously, a half penny. Although this was done away with when its buying power was just that of over a dime. All right, and now ours is worth a penny. It doesn't make sense to me either. As inflation occurred, as inflation occurred and the buying power of the penny went down, it soon became more money to even make. The price of copper, which is this line, it went up and the price of the penny went down, so therefore it cost more money. People started to melt it down and just sell the raw copper for profit. They're pretty, I mean, to me that's pretty smart. But so then you would think, what would the government do to, you'd think they would just go ahead and toss it down the drain, right? But they decided just to make the penny 5% copper, 95% zinc, and then they made a law against melting it for profit. That's, I mean, it's outrageous. I mean, don't you all agree? Even crazier is that inflation continued, and now it's back to normal where the penny costs more than the copper, which is only 5% now, and it's costing more than it actually is to make. Today, our nation thinks it's perfectly fine to continue to manufacture 4 billion pennies each year. If you're not convinced already that this is a dumb idea, then think about this. It costs 1.8 cents to make just 1 penny. That's almost double. This means that if they make 4 billion pennies a year, that's worth about $40 million. It costs them $72 million to make that $40 million, resulting in a loss of $32 million each year.
Wow.
We're already in a lot of debt. $32 million definitely helps to do that, especially for this worthless stuff. I mean, they're just tossing money down the drain making this. And not only does it cost more than what it's worth, but it's a complete waste of our time. Think about it. If you're at the store waiting line, for instance, so I'm going to the store, I'm going to buy $20 of groceries, but the thing is I'm going to buy it with just counting pennies. You know? I'm just going to start counting them. $20. I mean, don't you think the people behind them would get a little bit ticked off? Let alone, like, the cash lady would probably have to check it and start recounting and just be like, yep, $20 is there. I mean, seriously. Especially with tax, you know, we have to put tax. Tax has to go 8.875% just for the penny. Think about it. If we didn't have the penny, you could probably do the math in your head, possibly. Maybe just pull out your phone, do it in your head, figure out what it was going to cost, have the change ready, and go. I mean, that would save a lot of time for me at the grocery store now. Think about it. If I were to count out $20 worth of pennies, that would weigh 11 pounds and be 2,000 pennies. That's a lot. And just to think, $20, I mean, you go to the grocery store, $20 doesn't buy you that much of groceries. I know I just went and I spent a lot more, I spent more than $20 to buy all my groceries. And everyone else would hate you. So it's a huge waste of time. The United States military has already done away with the penny by rounding to the nearest 5 cents. So they have better things to do with their time, as do we. A lot of people just leave the penny around thinking someday, oh, you know, like someday inflation will stop and the price of copper will go back to normal and maybe it will actually be useless, you know, but I think it's kind of bull, and I think it's quite the opposite. Every year the price of copper goes up while the value of the penny goes down. The penny is just becoming more and more of a hindrance to society by wasting people's time and money. Pennies are dead in the economy, and this just makes them dead weight. Action on this issue needs to be taken immediately, but they are afraid of what it would do to charitable donations and the economy. Whenever you go to like McDonald's or a fast food restaurant, have you all ever noticed the change boxes that are located at the cash registers where it's like, leave your spare change for like the adoption agency or something along those lines? Many people are worried that if you do away with the pennies that these charitable organizations are going to lose a lot of money. Although this is logical, it's not the case. Other countries have already done away with coins similar to the penny, such as New Zealand and Australia and some European countries, and they have not seen any drop in charitable donations or even the economy. These worthless coins need to be gone. We need to get the word out about this issue. Not a lot of people know about it, and nobody will really consider doing anything about it unless you raise awareness. I know that our class of 30 probably doesn't stand a big chance of convincing the government to stop making the penny because it's just 30 college students. But we can help spread the word. We can tell our friends, families, roommates about this issue and get them to come sign a petition that I've made online. I've posted it in my Facebook page. If I can get I have a sheet back there, I'll get your email addresses, I can email you it, you can just do it online. Send it to your friends, get the word out. Raising awareness on this issue is the best possible way to get this problem fixed, so let's get focused and spread the word.